The night sky over Earth was quiet. No wars, no cities full of people. Only small colonies of humans still lived, hidden in broken lands. The world was almost empty. Humanity had fallen after centuries of struggle, hunger, and disease. But that night, something changed. A light appeared in the sky. At first, the people thought it was a star. But the star grew larger, brighter, and moved with purpose. Soon, every person in the colony saw it. A giant ship so massive it blocked out the moon-entered Earth's orbit. It was silent, but the silence was heavy, like the world itself was holding its breath. Children pointed and cried. Elders prayed. Soldiers grabbed their rifles. Though everyone knew no weapon could fight something that large. And then the ship spoke. Not with sound, but with a voice in every mind. A deep, echoing voice that was not human. "Survivors of Earth," the voice said, "your time has come. Choose wisely, or your kind will fade forever." The people fell to their knees. They had been waiting for something, anything, to save them. But this, nobody understood. In the center of the colony stood one man. He was not the strongest. He was not the wisest, but fate had chosen him. His name was Daniel. He looked up at the ship, his hands shaking, and whispered to himself, "Why me?" The ship sent a beam of light. It wrapped around him and pulled him upward. People screamed his name, but in seconds he was gone. Daniel awoke inside a chamber of white metal and soft light. He floated for a moment, then landed gently on the floor. Around him were strange symbols glowing on the walls. The air smelled clean, too clean, like nothing from Earth. Doors opened and tall figures stepped inside. Their skin shimmered silver blue, their eyes glowing like stars. They looked almost human, but their presence felt powerful. Ancient. One figure spoke in the same echoing voice he had heard. "Human male, you have been chosen. Your world dies. Your people are few. But you can save them. You must choose." Daniel swallowed hard. Choose? What? The figure moved aside, and two others entered. They were sisters. Alien sisters. One had long silver hair that floated as if in water, her face calm and serious. She wore armor that shone like crystal. Her eyes were sharp, focused, like she carried the weight of duty. The other had short, dark blue hair and a smile that did not hide her mischief. She wore no armor, only flowing fabric that shifted like smoke. Her eyes sparkled with curiosity, wild and free. The council chamber grew cold as the echoing voice continued. "One of them will be yours. She will carry your seed. Together, you will rebuild. This is the will of the Empire." Daniel's heart stopped. He could not believe the words. "You want me to repopulate with one of them?" The tall figures did not answer. They simply stared at him. The elder sister stepped forward. Her voice was soft, steady. "Choose me. I know the law. I know the way of survival. With me, your kind will rise with order and strength." Her words were heavy, like stone. Daniel felt the weight of her promise. Then the younger sister laughed lightly, tilting her head. "Or choose me. I don't care for their law. I want to feel, to explore. With me, your kind will rise in freedom, not chains." Her words were light, like wind. Daniel felt his chest stir with a strange excitement. The two sisters looked at him, waiting. Daniel's mind raced. Both of them were beautiful, alien, yet strangely human. Both offered survival. But why only one? Why force such a choice? He asked, "Why me? Why now? Why only one?" The tall figures gave no answer. Only the voice in his mind replied, "Because law demands it. One path, One sister, one chance. Daniel looked at the sisters again. His breath grew shallow, the first time in his life. He felt the pull of destiny. The elder sister's eyes pierced into him like fire. The younger sister's smile teased him like a secret waiting to be told. The chamber grew silent. Every alien in the room leaned forward. The weight of all humanity pressed on Daniel's shoulders. The voice thundered again. Choose. Daniel's hands shook. Sweat rolled down his neck. His lips parted, but no sound came out. He felt the eyes of the sisters burning into his soul. He felt the law of the empire pressing down on him. But deep inside, a strange thought formed. A thought that was forbidden, dangerous, but true. He whispered to himself, almost too quietly to hear. What if I don't choose only one? The sisters glanced at each other, and for the first time, they smiled the same secret smile. The chamber lights dimmed. The air grew heavier. The tall figures hissed in shock. Something had shifted. The empire demanded one choice. But Daniel's heart was already moving in another direction, and with that single thought, his fate and the fate of two worlds was sealed. The chamber was still dark after Daniel whispered his dangerous words. What if I don't choose only one? The tall alien guards hissed, their glowing eyes narrowing. No human had ever spoken against their law. The empire demanded order. The empire demanded obedience, but Daniel's words had cracked something. The sisters glanced at each other again. Their secret smile returned, quick and sharp, like lightning hidden in a storm. The elder one lowered her head as if in respect, but her eyes shimmered with fire. The younger one tilted her chin proudly, as if daring the empire to stop her. The voice inside Daniel's mind thundered once more. The human breaks law. This choice is forbidden. Silence him. The guards stepped forward. Their long arms stretched, claws gleaming under the white light. But before they could touch him, the younger sister moved. Her hands glowed blue, sparks of living energy dancing around her fingers. She flicked her wrist, and the air itself bent. A wave of invisible force slammed into the guards, throwing them back into the walls. The sound of crashing metal filled the chamber. Daniel's eyes widened. She was smiling. They think law is everything, she said softly, her voice playful. But I know truth is more fun. The elder sister stepped forward next, her silver hair floating as if pulled by unseen winds. She raised her hand, and the room grew quiet. The floor beneath the fallen guards turned solid like stone, locking their bodies in place. They could not move. Her voice was calm, heavy with command. Do not harm him. He is mine. Daniel stood frozen between them, heart pounding. One sister laughed at danger, the other controlled it. And together, they were unstoppable. The chamber. Doors burst open. More guards rushed inside, weapons glowing red. The alien council's voices filled the air again. He cannot break the law. The sisters cannot be united. Stop them now. The younger sister grabbed Daniel's hand suddenly. Her skin felt warm, almost electric. Come with us, she whispered. Daniel stumbled, confused. Go where? Anywhere but here. The elder sister placed her hand on his shoulder. Her touch was steady, grounding. We will explain once you are safe. Before Daniel could protest, both sisters raised their hands. Light swallowed him whole. He fell, or maybe he flew. It was hard to tell. His body spun in weightless space, and the world stretched and twisted around him. He gasped, but no air left his lungs. And then suddenly he was standing again. They were no longer in the council chamber. They stood inside a hidden room, small and dim, filled with strange symbols on the walls. The air smelled of metal and fire. It felt alive, as if the room itself was watching. Daniel stumbled backward. Where? Where are we? The elder sister's eyes softened. Safe chamber, hidden deep inside the ship. The council cannot find us here. The younger one grinned and leaned against the wall. For now, Daniel's hands shook as he looked at them both. Why me? Why did you let me say that? Why? Why didn't you stop me? The elder sister stared at him, her eyes calm, but burning with something ancient. Because you spoke the truth. The law is a lie. The younger one laughed softly, almost like music. Finally, a human brave enough to see it. Daniel blinked. The law is a lie. What do you mean? The elder sister stepped closer. The Empire tells humans to choose one of us, to repopulate. They claim it is the only way to save your kind. But that is not true. The younger sister added quickly, her voice sharp. The law was created to divide us, to control us, to keep us from using our true power together. Daniel's chest tightened. True power. Both sisters exchanged a look again. A look full of secrets. The elder sister raised her hand, and the air shimmered. A vision appeared, images of past wars, of humans taken by the Empire, forced to choose, forced to obey. None of them had survived for long. The younger sister added her own vision, showing what happened when two sisters stayed apart. Their powers weakened, their spirits faded. They became slaves of the Empire. Daniel watched, horrified. So, all those humans, they were never meant to survive. The elder nodded. No, the Empire never wanted your kind to live again. They only wanted control. They used us as tools. They made us follow their law, one sister at a time. The younger's eyes glowed with fire. But if two sisters join with one human, then something new begins, something they cannot control. Daniel's breath caught in his throat. He finally understood. His strange thought, his forbidden choice, it was the only way to break the Empire's lie. But before he could speak, alarms rang out across the chamber. Red lights flashed. The walls shook. The younger sister cursed. They found us. The elder grabbed his arm firmly. There is no more time for questions. You must trust us. Daniel's heart raced. Trust them. Two alien sisters he had just met. One calm as a blade, the other wild as fire. He looked into their eyes. For the first time, he saw the same truth reflected eye. The alarms shook the hidden chamber. Red lights flashed across the walls, and the deep hum of the alien ship grew louder. Like a monster waking from sleep, Daniel's heart pounded. His throat was dry, his mind screaming for answers. But there was no time for answers now. The elder sister stood tall, her silver hair glowing in the red light, calm as stone. The younger sister's eyes blazed like fire, her grin sharp and alive, ready for chaos. Together, they looked at him, both waiting, both expecting. Daniel swallowed hard. Tell me the truth. If I walk with you both, what happens? The elder's voice was steady. The law of the Empire will shatter. The younger leaned closer, whispering, and the Empire will hunt you until the stars burn out. Daniel's hands shook. He felt the weight of his people, of Earth, of every soul left alive. His choice was not just for himself, it was for all. Humanity. The alarms screamed louder. The walls trembled. Guards were coming. Daniel closed his eyes. For one breath, one heartbeat, he saw the path the Empire wanted. Choose one sister, obey, live in chains. Humanity would wither. Then he saw the path, his heart whispered, choose both, defy the Empire, risk everything. Humanity might rise again. His eyes opened. His voice was quiet but strong. I choose both. The room froze. The words hung heavy, louder than the alarms. The elder sister's lips curved into the faintest smile. The younger laughed, her voice wild with joy. At last, the walls cracked with energy. Symbols on the floor lit up, brighter than fire. The sisters glowed, their powers rising, intertwining like storm and stone. The ship itself groaned, metal, bending as if the choice had shaken its core. Then the council's voice roared inside his head. Forbidden, this cannot be. No human may claim to. No sisters may unite. Daniel staggered, clutching his skull as the voice thundered. His vision blurred, his ears rang. But he refused to kneel. The sisters stood at his side. Their hands touched, his shoulders steadying him. Their power surged into him, cold and hot, heavy and light. His chest burned as if a star had been planted inside him. The chamber doors exploded open. Guards poured in tall, sharp, merciless, with weapons glowing like suns. "Kill him," one hissed. The younger sister stepped forward, laughing. Blue fire leaped from her hands, a wave of energy blasting the first row of guards into the air. Their weapons shattered, sparks raining across the floor. The elder raised her palm. The ground itself rose, walls of stone-like metal shielding Daniel from the storm of red blasts. Her calm voice echoed, "Stand behind us." But Daniel could no longer stand back. The burning in his chest spread, racing through his arms, his veins. He gasped, hand light spilled from his hands. A bolt of white fire shot out, striking the ceiling above the guards. Metal crashed down, sealing the door. The room shook, silent for a heartbeat. Daniel stared at his own hands, glowing faintly. What did I just do? The sisters looked at him, both smiling. The elder said softly, "The forbidden choice awakens what was hidden." The younger whispered, "Now you are not only human." Daniel trembled. Fear and power fought inside him. But there was no turning back. The ship itself began to roar. The Empire knew. The Council knew. Across the vessel, alarms screamed in languages Daniel could not understand. The elder grabbed his arm firmly. "We must leave now. They capture you. Everything ends." The younger spun her fingers, opening a crack of blue light in the era portal, humming with unstable energy. "We go through, or we die here." Daniel stared into the portal. Beyond it, shadows of stars and broken worlds flickered. Unknown, dangerous. "Where does it go?" he asked. The younger laughed. "Anywhere but here." The elder's gaze was steady. To freedom, to war, to truth. The door behind them cracked. Guards clawed through the rubble, hissing, their weapons glowing hotter. Daniel's heart thundered. His mind screamed, but deep inside, he already knew. His choice had been made. He turned to the sisters. "Then, let's go." The younger clapped her hands with delight. Finally, a human worth the chase. The elder nodded with pride. "Together, we are stronger than the Empire." They leaped through the portal. For one blinding second, Daniel felt himself pulled apart, stretched across the stars. Cold and heat tore at his body. Voices of the Empire screamed in his head. "Traitor, human filth, you will die." But then the sisters' hands found his. Their grip anchored him, steady and true. And in that moment, Daniel realized something powerful. He had not just chosen them, they had chosen him. The portal snapped, shut behind them. The Empire ship was left howling in rage, and far away. In the dark between stars, a new story began. The portal spat them out into darkness. Daniel stumbled onto cold metal, gasping for air. His vision blurred, but slowly the stars appeared through a wide glass window. They were no longer inside the Empire's council ship. This place was smaller, hidden, and alive with strange energy. The younger sister stretched her arms, laughing. Ah, free at last. Her blue hair glowed faintly in the starlight. I told you it would work. The elder stood beside Daniel, calm but alert. Her silver eyes scanned the room. We are not free yet. The Empire will track us. We must move quickly. Daniel sat up, still shaking. His hands glowed faintly, soft sparks of white fire humming in his veins. He clenched his fists. What's happening to me? The elder placed a steady hand on his shoulder. The forbidden choice changed you. Our power is flowing into you. You are part of us now. The younger smirked. Part human, part something else dangerous. That's why they'll never stop hunting you. Daniel swallowed hard. His whole body felt different, stronger, sharper, but also fragile. Like he might break at any moment, the ship around them hummed. It was old, patched with strange metal. The younger sister tapped the walls with her palm, and lights flickered on. A hidden starship, hidden even from the Empire. Daniel frowned. This is yours. The younger grinned. Stole it years ago. The elder corrected her, her tone heavy. We found it. Abandoned by rebels who failed. Rebels? Daniel asked. The elder nodded. Others tried to fight the Empire. They lost, but their tools remain. And now, so do we. Daniel's chest tightened. A rebellion against an empire that ruled the stars. It sounded impossible. The younger saw his doubt and winked. Impossible is more fun. The stars shifted outside. The ship moved on its own, slipping into the dark lanes between galaxies. Daniel stood at the window, watching the endless night. But then he noticed something. A shadow. A flicker of light. Wait, is someone following us? The elder's eyes narrowed. She touched the controls, symbols glowing beneath her fingers. A dark shape appeared on the screen, a hunter ship, sleek and fast, closing in. The younger cursed. Already. They're quicker than I thought. Daniel's pulse raced. What do we do? The elder's voice was steady. We fight. Ship shook violently as the hunter opened fire. Bolts of red energy lit up the stars. Metal screamed, sparks flying across the cabin. Daniel grabbed the railing. We can't fight them. We'll be torn apart. The younger's eyes gleamed with fire. Not if we use our power. She pressed her palms to the wall, and blue fire spread through the ship's veins. The engines roared, brighter than suns. The vessel leaped forward, dodging blasts like a living creature. The elder raised her hand, and a barrier of silver light shimmered around the ship. Enemy fire struck it, breaking into shards of harmless sparks. Daniel felt his chest burning again. His hands glowed white. The sisters turned to him at once. Join us, they said together. Daniel hesitated, fear twisting inside him. Toned. Even know what I'm doing? The elder's gaze locked on his. Trust your choice. It will guide you. The younger shouted, stop thinking, just feel it. The ship shook again. Daniel slammed his palms onto the glowing controls. White. Fire surged into the system. For a moment, he thought he was dying. But then he became the ship. He could see through its eyes, feel its wings. Hear its engines like his own heartbeat. The hunter ship loomed closer, weapons ready to strike. Daniel screamed, and the stolen vessel answered. A beam of white fire erupted from its core, slicing across the darkness. The hunter ship exploded, torn apart in a storm of light. Silence. Only stars remained. Daniel collapsed to his knees, gasping. His body shook, sweat dripping down his face. I killed them. The elder knelt beside him, her voice calm. You saved us. The younger clapped her hands, grinning. Not bad for your first try, human. But Daniel's stomach twisted. The fire inside him felt wild, unstable. What if it consumed him? What if it turned him into something worse than the empire? He looked up at the sisters. What if I can't control this? The elder's eyes softened. Then we will teach you. The younger leaned close, her smile sharp. Or maybe we'll burn the whole empire down before you lose control. For the first time, Daniel laughed, shaky, broken, but real. You two are insane. Maybe, the younger said. Maybe not, the elder added. But their small moment of peace ended quickly. A voice crackled across the ship's old speakers. A voice Daniel didn't recognize. So, you chose both sisters. Bold, stupid, dangerous. Daniel froze. Who is that? The elder's expression darkened. A traitor listens. The younger snarled. They found us because someone sold our secret. The voice laughed, cold and cruel. The Empire thanks you for leading them straight. To us, they will be here soon. The ship went silent. Daniel's blood ran cold. Someone out there had betrayed them. And now, the Empire was coming. The stars stretched forever. Endless and silent. Daniel stood at the viewing window of the stolen ship, staring at the glowing rivers of light that bent across the black void. His reflection looked strange. His eyes carried a faint glow, now white, sparks flickering whenever his heart raced. He touched the glass and whispered to himself, "Am I still human?" Behind him, the younger sister hummed a tune as she spun lazily in the air, her body floating in the ship's weak gravity. Her laughter filled the cabin, wild and careless. The elder sat cross-legged near the control desk, her silver hair falling around her calm face. Her eyes were closed, but Daniel knew she wasn't sleeping. She was listening to the universe in a way he couldn't. For hours, they had flown in silence. Hiding in the dark corridors of space, the Empire's ships prowled behind. Them hunting. Every star felt like an eye watching. Every shadow felt like a trap. Finally, Daniel spoke. "Where are we going?" The elder opened her eyes slowly. "To find what remains of your kind." The younger smirked. "If there's anything left to find." Daniel turned sharply. "There has to be. My people survived wars, disease, famine. They must be out there." The elder nodded. "Some colonies still exist, far away, forgotten, even by the Empire. If they still breathe, we will find them." Daniel's chest ached. Hope and fear twisted together. He pressed his forehead against the cold glass and whispered, "Please let them still be alive." Hours turned into days. The stolen ship slipped through broken star systems, worlds burned by war, planets shattered into dust. Daniel saw ruins floating in silence. The skeleton of a space station, a colony ship torn in half, its lights long dead, everywhere. He saw ghosts of failure. At night, he dreamed of Earth as it had been: green forests, blue skies, laughter. He woke up with tears on his face. The younger sister found him once, sitting alone. She tossed him a strange, glowing fruit from the ship's stores. "Eat," she said with a grin. "You think too much." Daniel bit into it cautiously. It was sweet and bitter, alive with sparks. His chest warmed. "What is this?" She shrugged. "Something that doesn't care about law. It grows where it wants, like me." He smiled weakly. "You're impossible." Her grin widened. "And you like it." The elder joined them, her voice soft but firm. "She distracts you with laughter. But you must not forget. The Empire will not stop. They fear you more than any weapon." Daniel frowned. "Because I chose both of you." The elder's gaze pierced into him. "Because you broke their chain. Because you are something new. They cannot control what they cannot name." The younger leaned closer, whispering in his ear, "They're afraid you'll become more powerful than their gods." Daniel shook his head. fear twisting in his gut. I don't want to be powerful. I just want my people to survive. The elder's eyes softened. That is why you may succeed where others failed. Days later, they found it. A human colony small, hidden in the shadow of a dead star. The planet's surface was burned black, but deep underground, faint lights glimmered. Life, Daniel's heart leaped. There, humans are alive. The ship descended, cutting through the ash-filled sky. They landed near a steel door buried in the ground. Daniel rushed forward, pounding on it with his fists. "Open up, please. I'm human. I'm alive." For long minutes, nothing happened. Then, slowly, the door opened with a hiss. Faces appeared thin, pale, frightened. Children clung to their parents. Soldiers raised old rifles. A voice shouted, "Who are you?" Daniel stepped forward. "My name is Daniel. I come from Earth. I bring hope." The humans gasped. Hope was a word they had not heard in years, but their hope froze. When they saw the sisters behind him, alien, glowing, strange, the soldiers raised their rifles. "Stay back." Daniel spread his arms wide. "No, they're not enemies. They're the reason I'm alive. They're the reason we can survive." The elder bowed her head respectfully. The younger rolled her eyes, but gave a playful wave. Whispers spread through the crowd. Fear, wonder, suspicion. An old woman stepped forward, her voice trembling. "You bring aliens into our last home and call it hope." Daniel's voice shook, but he stood tall. "Yes, because without them, we are already dead." Silence hung heavy. Then a child stepped forward, tugging at his mother's hand. The child looked at the sisters with wide eyes, unafraid. "They look like angels," the younger laughed. "See, smart kid?" The elder's lips curved into the faintest smile. Children see truth where adults see fear. Slowly, the rifles lowered. The people opened their gates. Daniel stepped inside. The sisters following close. For the first time, he felt that humanity was not gone. Fragile, broken, but alive. That night, the colony feasted for the first time in years. They lit fires, shared stories, and looked at Daniel like a savior. But not everyone smiled. In the shadows, whispers spread. Some humans feared the sisters. Some feared Daniel's glowing eyes. Some feared change more than death. And far above, in the black sky, an Empire warship moved quietly. Tracking their every step, the rebellion had begun. But so had the danger. The underground colony glowed with faint firelight. For the first time in years, the humans laughed. Children played. The smell of food filled the tunnels. Daniel sat near the flames, listening to their stories. Every face around him carried scars of survival, but also hope. They looked at him as if he was more than a man, as if he was the beginning of something greater. The sisters stayed close. The elder kept silent, watching with sharp eyes. The younger entertained the children, making sparks of blue light dance in her palms. The children clapped and laughed, calling her a magician. For one fragile night, everything felt safe. But Daniel noticed the shadows. In the corners of the tunnels, some humans did not smile. Their eyes lingered too long on the sisters. Their whispers carried unease. Later, when the fires burned low, a group of soldiers pulled Daniel aside. Their leader, a hard-faced man with gray eyes, spoke in a low voice. "You brought aliens into our home," he said. Daniel frowned. "They're not enemies. They saved me. They saved us." The man's lips curled into a bitter smile. "Or maybe they're the reason the Empire will find us." Daniel's chest tightened. "The Empire already hunts me. If you shut me out, you'll die in the dark. With them, we have a chance." The soldier's eyes glimmered with anger. Or maybe you've already betrayed us." That night, Daniel could not sleep. He sat alone, staring at his glowing hands. The fire inside him was growing. Every day it burned hotter, stronger, less human. The elder sister sat beside him quietly. They fear what they do not understand. Daniel looked at her, voice trembling. "Am I becoming something?" Wrong. Her gaze was steady. "No, you are becoming what you must be." The younger joined them, leaning against Daniel's shoulder. "And if they fear you, let them. Fear makes them listen." Daniel sighed. "I don't want them to listen out of fear. I want them to trust." The sisters exchanged a glance, but said nothing more. The next morning, everything broke. The colony shook as alarms screamed. A thunderous voice echoed through the tunnels. "Human traitors. Surrender the sisters and the boy who chose them, or be destroyed." The Empire had found them. Panic spread. Families screamed. Soldiers scrambled for weapons. Children clung to their parents. Daniel ran to the gates, the sisters at his side. Above ground, the sky burned red with fire. A massive Empire warship hovered, blotting out the stars. Its weapons glowed, ready to strike. The younger sister snarled. Blue flames licking her hands. How did they find us so fast? The elder's eyes darkened. Someone told them. And then Daniel saw him, the soldier with gray eyes. He stood before the gates, speaking into a strange device. His voice was cold, his eyes empty. "They promised us mercy," he said. "If I give them the aliens and the boy, they will spare." U.S. Daniel's blood froze. "Betrayal, you fool," Daniel shouted, his voice shaking the air. "They never spare anyone. They'll kill you all." But the man only sneered. "Better to die as humans than live as slaves to monsters." The sisters stepped forward. The elder's voice was heavy with judgment. "He chose fear, and fear is always death." The younger raised her hand, sparks crackling. "Let me burn him." Daniel grabbed her arm. "No, not yet." The warship roared. Beams of red fire rained down, shaking the earth. Explosions tore. Through the colony's surface, the ground cracked. Screams filled the tunnels. Daniel's chest burned. His eyes glowed brighter, whiter, until the humans around him stepped back in terror. He turned to the crowd, shouting, "If you trust me, follow. If not, you'll die here." The elder lifted her hand, summoning walls of silver stone to shield the tunnels. The younger blasted open a path toward the surface, blue fire carving through rock. Daniel led the people forward. Some followed. Others hesitated, fear chaining them in place. Above, the warship descended lower. The Empire would not wait. The gride soldier tried to stop them. He aimed his rifle at Daniel. "You will doom us all." Daniel's eyes blazed. White fire surged from his palms, shattering the rifle into dust. The soldier fell back, trembling in shock. Daniel's voice thundered. "You betrayed us. You brought death. And still you dare call me the enemy." The soldier's mouth opened, but no words came. He crawled into the shadows, broken. The humans who trusted Daniel climbed into the stolen ship. The sisters sealed the gates behind them. Engines roared as the vessel lifted into the burning sky. The Empire warship loomed above, vast and merciless. Daniel felt its eyes on him, cold as steel. The stolen vessel drifted through the dark, battered and scarred. Smoke curled from broken panels, sparks rained from the ceiling. The humans huddled in silence, their eyes wide with fear. Daniel stood at the window, staring at the stars. His reflection glowed white with fire, veins faintly lit. He barely recognized himself anymore. The younger sister leaned against the wall. Her grin thinner than before. We can't keep running forever. The elder nodded, her calm voice steady even in the chaos. The Empire will follow us to the ends of the galaxy, unless we end it now. Daniel's fists clenched. His chest burned, but this time he did not fight it. He breathed in the fire and let it settle inside him. Then we fight. The humans stirred, whispering in fear. Fight the Empire. That's suicide. Daniel turned, his glowing eyes locking on them. You've been hiding for centuries. You've been praying someone else would save you. That ends now. No one is coming. It's yes or nothing. A child's voice broke the silence. Will we die? Daniel knelt, his voice soft but strong. One day, yes, but not tonight. Tonight, we live. Together. The crowd fell silent. Fear still lingered, but something else began to grow belief. The stolen vessel roared into the black. Daniel, the elder, and the younger stood in the control chamber. In the distance, the Empire's warship loomed vast, monstrous, its weapons glowing like suns. The younger cracked her knuckles, flames sparking from her palms. Finally, a real fight. The elder placed her hand on Daniel's shoulder. We do this together. No hesitation. No doubt. Daniel closed his eyes. He felt their power rushing into him, blue fire, silver stone, white light. His body trembled under the weight. Then he spoke. Let's end this. The Empire ship unleashed its fury. Beams of red fire screamed across space, ripping through. The void, the stolen vessel shook violently, metal tearing, alarms blaring. Daniel's chest erupted in pain. His hands glowed like suns. He gripped the controls, and once more he became the ship. Through his eyes, he saw the battlefield. Through his heartbeat, he felt the engines roar. The elder's voice steadied him. Shield strong. Hold the line. The younger's laughter pushed him forward. Faster, harder, burn them all. The stolen vessel danced through the storm, weaving between beams, returning fire with blasts of silver blue-white energy. For the first time in centuries, an Empire warship trembled. But the Empire was not finished. The warship split open, revealing its heart, a massive core of black energy, pulsing with shadows. A voice thundered across the stars, colder than death itself. You break our law. You defy our order. You are nothing but dust. Daniel's chest nearly collapsed under the weight of the voice. His fire flickered. His vision blurred. The ship began to slow. No, he gasped. The elder gripped his hand. Her calm strength flowed into him. Breathe. Stand tall. The younger seized his other hand, her wild fire surging. Scream back. Show them you're not dust. Daniel's eyes flared, brighter than ever. His voice boomed across the stars. I am not dust. I am human. I chose both, and together, we are more than you can ever control. The sisters pressed their power into him. Daniel roared, and the stolen vessel transformed. Its body glowed, wings of light spreading wide. Blue fire danced along its hull. Silver shields wrapped it in armor, and white energy blazed from its core. It was no longer just a ship. It was alive. Daniel, the elder, and the younger had become one. The Empire fired its black core. A wave of shadow rushing forward. Daniel screamed, releasing everything. The vessel's wings of light cut through the darkness, shredding the shadows apart. The Empire's warship cracked, shattered, and finally exploded in a storm of fire. The shockwave spread across space, lighting up the void. For one brief moment, the stars themselves seemed to cheer. Silence followed. The stolen vessel drifted, glowing faintly. Inside, the humans wept with joy. They had seen the impossible. They had seen the Empire bleed. The younger collapsed into laughter, wild and breathless. We did it. We broke their law. We broke their ship. We broke everything. The elder allowed herself a rare smile. This is only the beginning. Daniel stood between them, his body trembling, his eyes still glowing faintly. He looked out at the stars, knowing the truth. The empire was wounded, but not destroyed. They would return, stronger, angrier. And beyond them, something even darker stirred. But for now, humanity had a chance. The humans gathered around Daniel, the sisters at his side. An old woman whispered, "What are you?" Daniel looked at her, his voice calm but fierce. Not dust. Not slave, not alone. We are the future. The sisters touched his shoulders, their eyes shining. And for the first time, Daniel did not feel like a survivor. He felt like a leader, far away. In the cold edges of the galaxy, a new voice whispered, one the empire itself feared. They broke the law. Good. Now the true war begins.